Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel and thank you for clicking on another one of my videos. Today I have a Maniology, Manny and Me subscription box. I do have a couple of other products that I did purchase way back in January, early January. Well, I purchased it in December to do a haul in a video in January, but things happen, a lot of stuff happened, and I'm trying to get this video out for you guys. So I do have the January subscription box. It did come with a couple of stamping plates. It's called the Manny and Me subscription box. It did come with these items here. I think each box comes with the same amount of items, just different, and they vary depending on the theme. Um, this one, it came out in January, but it was like geared toward Valentine's Day. So it does have a lot of things that are Valentine themed. Because it was my first subscription box, it did come with this little scraper tool here and a stamping picker upper. Stamping pad, I'm not sure what they actually call it. I'll just call it a stamper. It comes with your first ever box, so it doesn't come with each box that you purchase. If you subscribe to their subscription, it's not going to be in each box. But each box does come with two polishes. The January box came with these colors. Nice dark looking maroon red there. And then this pink last kiss. And it did come with these two stamping plates. Um, I'd like to call this Valentine, but it's more like anti-Valentine because it has somehow ghost slash chains and not so happy stamping images. If you look at this plate here, there are a couple of like anti-Valentine themed images in there. I like it. It's not all cute and perfect. It does also come with a card that gives you some practice designs that I'm going to use. I'm going to try to recreate the designs that they have. Here is the image that everything comes in the box. And then I did go ahead and get some additional items. I'll just go through those items here. And I do just want to mention, if you're familiar, my son is gone. I haven't posted a video in a long time. I'm still up in the air on all of that. So I'm just going to say he's gone for right now. Um, I do not feel well. I am just getting back to some kind of normalcy. So I am not upbeat, happy, friendly. So please just forgive me. I don't want to dampen the mood of the video, but I can't fake it either. Um, I appreciate you guys that stayed subscribed to my channel. And if you are new, please know that this is not my normal tone. I am just not in the mood. I'm very upset right now. But I want to continue doing the life thing, everything that I like to do. Um, it's just going to be a little difficult. So these items that I got, I did shop in the clearance section. I These items were on sale around December. So I did grab all of these items. Now, if you go to Maniology's website, you will go, if you go to the sales section, there's a lot of items in there right now. Now, I haven't done stamping in a long time. I believe 25 years it's been, give or take a year or two. I loved stamping. You don't have to draw out the images. As long as you can get a hang of the process, you can create some very nice designs. because I haven't stamped in a long time, I kind of still know what I'm doing. I just got to get back into the swing of it. So I did buy some things that I know are beneficial, which means the black, the white colors, and a couple of other colors. These larger scraping tools. Now, I do have arthritis, so my hands cramp up really quick. There's no way I'm going to use that small stamper that comes in the kit. Now, I'm not going to be disrespectful to that stamper in the scraper. They are perfect for people who don't have arthritis and are beginners. If you're not familiar with it, you don't know if you're going to be able or want to stamp forever, that's perfect for a starter out. But I know I like it and I know my issues, so I did go ahead and get that 4 pack of the larger scrapers, and I will eventually get a bigger stamper. They had other items too that I just could not pass up for the deal, which is this flocking powder. I see everybody using it for like teddy bear paws or different art. I'm not going to use it for this. It was like 99 cents, so I was like, deal, I'm getting it. I'll use it later in the future. Um, these two stamping plates, I love birds. I was not going to pass that up for the price. At the time, I think it was like $3.50, even though the regular price is like $11. So I did grab that. And then with stamping, you can stamp a one image, or you can do layering stamping or reverse stamping. So I did get this stamping plate, which is a layering stamping plate. When I was younger, stamping, those plates were kind of difficult to use. So I've been seeing people using the upgraded ones, and I can't wait to try it. Um, so I did get those just for fun. And then this here is heart charms, and they do turn a different color in the heat. So I did put them in the lamp earlier and show you that it does change colors to a nice looking purple. So I do recommend taking the film off of those stamping plates, that little blue or it might be white. And then here I will quickly just stamp each color. Now what I like about Maniology, the top is separated with this little sticker. It has a white side and a black side. You can stamp your image on there and it'll show you what each color looks like when you look at the polish bottle. And it'll show you exactly what the color looks like on a black or a white polish. I really like that. Um, it is difficult. It is difficult. Picking up the image, cleaning the stamping plate. You gotta just keep with the process, you guys. If you want to do it, then please don't give up and just keep trying. Um, and please do not use the little non, what do they call it? That little purple thing I'm using right there. A lint free wipe or lint free cleaner pad, whatever. That thing actually smudges after a while. It gets caught in the little grooves on the stamping plate. So I do recommend some type of paper towel or something else to clean your stamping plate. Because the thing that I was using, that purple thing, is no good. It eventually starts to tear and it will eventually start messing up your stamping plate. So I love this pink color right here. So if you notice, it did not pick up. Well, I picked up the image fine. I don't have an issue with picking up the image. It's actually when I went to stamp it on the actual polish bottle, it's because I was going too slow. Maniology, their stamping polishes are very good. They're thick, they are very nice consistency, and they do not have a horrid smell. It does smell like regular lacquered gel, sorry, lacquered polish, but it dries really quick. So once you put down the polish, you scrape that image and you pick up the image on that little stamper. Go ahead and stamp it on your nail. Don't wait, don't take your time. If it's not sticking to your nail, it's because it has dried on that little stamper. Later in the video, I will show you how to actually get it to stamp on your nail if it dried, but that is a frustrating part. A lot of people think they're doing something wrong. You see right here, it's not actually stamping. It's stuck on the little stamper right there. It's like, why can't the image lay down if you're thinking that? It's because it's dried on there. Or you can use whatever it was I used earlier. I'm sorry, later. I'm not editing this, guys, so just bear with me because it's going to be a heavy day. You see how I did that just really quick? Set your polish, scrape it, use your stamper to pick up the image, and then quickly put it on the nail or whatever you're trying to put the image on. Other polishes, they do take longer to dry, but then you have the issue with smudging and all of that. So I like this. I do not have an issue with that at all. You just gotta learn how to move fast. Very clean pickup. I love this stamping plates. So in December, things were great. I was going to keep my subscription box and have an entire collection and get back into stamping. Right now, I really have to save, 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 and there's a lot going on, so I could not keep my subscription box. I think it was $30 for 7 or 8 items, 6, 7 or 8, something like that. Um, I think it's a good deal for the quality of those stamping plates, the quality of the polishes that you get, and the extra additional items like the stickers and a couple of other things that came in it. I would definitely have kept the subscription, but I can't right now. When things get better, when things get back together, I will, and I will do more videos on it. But I could not let this video just sit around. I had to make sure I put this out there just to let you know how good Maniology products are. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I am very cheap, affordable, whatever you want to call it. So I consistently shop in the sales section. And right now, I've looked every month since this, and each month, Maniology has some nice items in their sales section. Like their polishes usually run $11 to $12, 8, 10. For me, I'm like, oh no, that for one bottle, no way. But right now in their sales section, they have some for $3.50. They have so many different colors. I put my wish list in my cart and it was $137 after everything that I wanted. Because they have so many beautiful stamping plates and things. My point of what I'm saying is if you get a subscription box or a starter kit and you like stamping and you think you're going to do it, shop in the sales section first because a lot of the items are very cheap. Like their stamping plates, some of them are very cheap. And they do have other items too. And I will plan on doing that when things get better. So this is a product testing and a review. That's why I'm giving you my opinion. Um, right now we're just stamping each color on the polish cap. So when I put them in the drawer, I can just see what color is in the bottle without having to take all the bottles out. Now look how nice that image looks on there. Nice and clear. You can see each little sketch, itch, whatever they call those little design pieces. Even the wording, it's so small, but you can still see each letter in those images when you stamp it. Very nice job. Very nice. Whoever designed these plates did a very nice job because they're nice quality. Now I am gonna rant about what I don't like about it. If you're a professional or you are advanced or experienced with stamping, and you do nails for a living or for yourself or for fun, the stamping plates get annoying because the images are so small. If you want to do stamping on a large nail bed or a long nail, like extra, extra large, you have to keep placing polish, scraping, and stamping pieces of images over the whole nail to fit a design over the entire nail. It would be very helpful if Maniology, if you ever see this video, or somebody that designs stamping plates actually created plates with images that were big enough to pick up for extra, extra long nails or wide nail beds. So you only have to pick up one image and you don't have to keep repeating an image to fill the whole nail. If you look at the nails that I'm going to use later, I am going to use small nails and skinny nails. So I don't have to keep picking up and stamping an image just to fill the nail for one design. Um, if you know what I'm talking about, if you do stamping, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I will give you an example a little later. So I am going to try to recreate the image that's here on this card that came with the kit, with the subscription. I do love that they give you samples to try out to try to recreate the set that they have. So the first thing I will have to put down is these little smile. I'm sorry, they're not smiles. These little kisses. If you see exactly what I'm talking about, you stamp the image on a thumbnail and it doesn't fill the whole nail. You have to go back in and kind of finagle, Tetris, mix and match, twist the nail, and put other images down in order to fill the nail. If there was a stamping plate that was wide enough and big enough for large nails, then it would be a lot quicker. I am going to just go ahead and use partial images and try to fill in the nail, as you can see I'm doing right there. And this is the first time I have stamped in 25 or something years. So this gray one here is a test run, which was pretty bad. The placement of the image on the nail is pretty bad. But after I did that, I was like, hey, I still got it a little bit. Let's go ahead and get this together. And then I'm going to just keep going. You want to do the background image first, lay that down, let it dry, and then go in with the next image, which would be that Lucky in Love with the dice. That would be the next image that I'm going to stamp, but you don't want to stamp it until the first image is dry. If you can see there, pretty bad. That was just horrible. It wasn't even placed on a nail correctly. So I do watch a lot of videos of other people. Like I'm just gonna shout her out. Hey, it's Brittany. She's a very great content creator. I really like her channel. And I believe she did some stamping before, which actually got me back in the mood. I was like, yes, girl, you did a really good job to never have stamped before. Nail Slayed by Val. She is a very good art designer, nail art creator. She mostly deals with nail gel art, but I do use her for inspiration and also to get better with nail art. There's a couple of like Zule Nails. She does a lot of gel art. I just want to shout you guys out because you guys are very inspirational. You've been on this channel, YouTube, for a long time, and you've got a lot of us old heads, I'll call it, back into nail art. So I do appreciate your content and I do watch your channels, and it is very inspiring to get back into nail art. So now that I've finished practicing, I am going to go in and I'm going to try to recreate the image without mistakes. You can use these Maniology polishes as a regular nail polish coat, like a background color. So that's what I'm doing here. If you look at the image that I'm trying to recreate, it does show that this pink is supposed to be the background color. Now, it would have looked more like the image if I'd have used an almond shaped nail, but I'm not doing all of that right now. So I'll put that color down and let it dry. Um, and then I will go in with the next colors. Now, for me, just going in and stamping today, just as a refresher, I do want to give a couple of pointers that helps with stamping because it can get very frustrating, especially if your image keeps messing up and you're not picking up the image and things like that. Um, Please always make sure you keep your items clean. I use acetone to clean the plate. You want to make sure any old, like you see the white on there, you got to make sure you keep that clean. Don't use alcohol on the plates. You mostly want to use acetone. You want to make sure to use, I use scotch tape to clean the stamper. You don't want to use any type of fabric or cottony material or like a paper towel on your stamper because it can dull out or mess up the actual sticky base of the stamper. Also, you need to make sure when you're putting your polish down and you scrape, you don't want to scrape too hard because then you're going into the image and you're actually removing some of the gel or polish from the actual image. You want to make sure your scraper is flat at an angle and a quick swipe just to get that top layer off. You don't want to scrape hard, you don't want to press in, and you don't want your stamper to be curved. Your fingers, if you focus on your fingers and your hand, you can tell if you're actually scraping into the sketching or itching, whatever they call it, image. Um, that's why you won't pick up, I'm sorry, that's how some people are picking up a distorted image because you're scraping too hard and you're actually going into the image. So just be light, be very gentle, but make sure you have a consistent swipe. Make sure your scraper is actually flat and at a slight angle. Um, you also want to make sure the full image is filled in. Some people don't put enough polish, so when they scrape it, there's little gaps of missing polish. And I'm only mentioning it because if you notice each time I scrape and place down that image, it is very clear. There's barely any image missing from it. And that's because back when I first started, it took me like 7 months. I was like, I'm never doing this again. I could never pick up a clear image. Somebody showed me how to do it. They said, you're scraping too hard. You're not leaving it flat. You've got your scraper at an angle. And I'm like, no, I don't. It's flat. And then when they were like, put polish on your actual scraper, right? And then put it on a piece of paper and scrape, like if you're scraping against the scraping plate, I mean stamping plate. And when I did, it was not showing all of the polish. So I was like, wow, I am scraping at an angle. So it was a great tip to help me practice scraping straight. Anyways, and you don't want to scrape too hard because you don't want to remove polish from the actual image. So that helps you pick up a clear and consistent image when you're um, stamping. Also, when you're using your stamper to pick up the image, after scraping it the right way, you want to make sure to do it quickly. You don't want to leave the stamper on there for a long time because it could smudge the image. Some people go at an angle. I try to make sure I'm hovered right over that image and then do a rolling motion, a quick rolling motion, but make sure it's covering the whole surface of whatever it is you're trying to pick up. And then, depending on the polish or stamping gel you're using, you want to make sure to stamp it as soon as you pick up that image so it doesn't dry or you're not skipping some of the actual image when you're stamping it down. Anyways, I just wanted to share those points because I was pretty pleased with how quick I was able to get back into stamping and have consistent pickups and placement of the actual image. It took me a long time to be able to do that, and it is very frustrating. If you have any questions or any concerns or things you want me to discuss, let me know. I could definitely answer your questions or possibly even try to do a video on it. Um, I definitely am going to get back into stamping because I was pretty nice at it and I really loved it. It was kind of relaxing after a while. I also want to mention um, with Maniology and other stamping polishes, if you mess up the image, because a couple of times I messed up the image, I used acetone to wipe the image and I was like, oh no, I just messed up the whole entire thing. The base coat, the first layer, everything. Um, a lot of people use gel polish, like a base coat gel polish, and cure it, and then that will secure your image when you go in with the next layer. So I do recommend that. I totally did not have that option back in the day, and I forgot about it here, but it is helpful. Now, I don't know anything about reverse stamping, I think they call it, but I have watched a couple of people do it. So I am going to give it a try here. I do not have any tips other than stay in the line because I surely did not. And let the image dry after you try to add additional colors to it. Once you add additional colors, it's a little thick, so let it dry. And then I am going to go in with a foil gel. You see that foil transfer gel? This air dries, so it is an air dry foil gel. I'm gonna place it on the nail and let it dry. By the time it's dry, I think it dries 1 minute. By the time it's done drying, the reverse stamped image that I have on the actual stamper drying, they both will be dry. And then that'll make it easy for you to put down your image. And it will actually collect all of the image, the even the additional colors that you put in when reverse stamping. Um, Now, I wasn't pleased with this one because it was like, if you see that, oh my goodness, I was not in the lines. It was smudging a little bit when I first did it. Look at that. It looks like a kindergartner did that. But I was like, I'll be able to get it eventually. I just got to keep practicing. And so that I've never done before. So I will definitely keep practicing that. That's why I only showed you guys one nail. I have no experience with that. But I am gonna go in with this no smudge. Oh, sorry, it's called smudge free top coat from Maniology. It definitely is smudge free. I love the way it makes the design on the nail pop. It looks very nice. To be honest, I am gonna go in with another top coat from a different company. It's gonna be a gel top coat, so I can cure it under the lamp. Nothing like acetone doesn't mess up the nail. Um, that's the only reason when I'm done with whatever stamping I'm using, I will go in with a gel top coat. Okay, so let's take a look at this finished nails. Um, it was pretty okay. There's a lot of mistakes in there that, but I'm pretty satisfied, especially the pink one over there on the left side. Very nice, very nice. So those are the items. I love the product. Thank you, Maniology. This is not a sponsored video, but I really enjoy the products. Take care.